Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So, guys, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects in the whole wide world, thought transmission. Basically, we can use everyone as you pushed out thought transmission and a mental diet to basically, to get your SP to chase you, to prioritize you, to basically to do anything you want. So we're going to dive into this, guys. Just before we do, we are giving away a free course, How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. Link is in the description. It is a free course that I created that I use to create my mental diets. And also we are having a giveaway when we get to 100,000 subscribers. We are giving away 3 free coaching sessions. All you need to do to enter is make sure you're subscribed, share our videos and tag us in it, and also comment what have you manifested using law of attraction and law of assumption. I think we're more law of assumption than law of attraction. So, but if you, either way, whatever you've manifested, called to you, created, then definitely go ahead and comment it, share some positivity with other people. You know what I really love about this community is how you guys are all so incredibly positive and help each other. And, and I think it's just so absolutely wonderful. So okay, let's dive into it. Everyone as you pushed out. So I've heard that there's been a little bit confusion out there about everyone as you pushed out. So everyone as you pushed out is basically you're a broadcasting tower. And guys, if you would like to know where Neville talks about this, it's in his book, Prayer, The Art of Believing, chapter 5, thought transmission. And he talks about, and how he describes it is basically you're a transmitting tower and you're constantly transmitting your thoughts out there. And people are constantly picking up on your thoughts. Now, the beautiful thing about this is they think it's their idea. Okay. So if I intend that Andrew, buys me a pepperoni stick when he's out at the store, he's going to think, oh, I'm going to buy Amanda a pepperoni stick because that's a great idea. And he's going to bring it home. He's going to think it's his idea, even though I manifested it. It's the same thing when, you intend for someone to buy you a coffee. They think it's their idea. They buy you a coffee because this is your quantum bubble. Okay. And your subconscious mind basically projects everything into it. So whatever your thoughts are, your subconscious mind is your servant, and it says, your wish is my command, and boom, it puts it out there in your 3D reality for you to experience. So everything in your 3D reality is delayed. Okay. It's your previous thoughts. Okay. So if I have a thought right now, of seeing a bird fly past my window, and then all of a sudden, boom, a bird flies past my window, whether it's now and 5 minutes from now, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever. I put that bird there. I created it to go past me. Okay. So one of the misconceptions of everyone as you pushed out in thoughts transmission is that some people feel like the world's a mirror of them. Okay. And how they get it confused is they think, oh, well, okay, so if Jerry is, untrustworthy, then there's got to be something wrong with me personally. Okay. No, that's not it. Okay. So if you have somebody in your life that can't make a commitment, it's not that you have commitment issues or abandonment issues. Okay. That's not it. They're not reflecting back who you are. What they're reflecting back is your assumptions about them, or your assumptions about relationships, or your assumptions about people in general, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all of your thoughts, your assumptions. Of course, if you want to create that, oh, well, you know what, Jerry can't be in a committed relationship with me because I've got abandonment issues. Well, then, okay, that's what you've created. Okay. But you can very much create that Jerry has can't commit and I'm perfectly good. Okay. Then you've created Jerry to have a problem with your assumption. So when you're creating, okay, the important thing to remember with everyone as you pushed out is things can be created very differently. So one person creating a third party could be very different thoughts than another person creating a third party. One person can create a third party by saying, oh, well, you know what, I'm not good enough and I never get a guy, I'm not good enough and they're never faithful to me. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay. So now you're creating that you're not good enough and that's why these people are cheating on you. Now, for instance, you can also say, well, I always get the player. I always pick the guy that's the player and who's never faithful. Okay. Well, now you're creating the person. Okay. So your assumption of them. Okay. So remember that people outside of you aren't a reflection of you personally. Okay, it's not personal. They're a reflection of your assumption of them. Okay, so when we say there's no one to change but self, what that means is there's nobody to change but your assumptions of other people. Everything in your reality is a projection. Okay, it's just pretend it's coming out of your eyes, and everybody out there is just acting on what your thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs are of them and the world around you. Okay. And that's how everyone is you pushed out works, period. There's no such thing as co-creating. You don't co-create with anybody. You're the only person in your reality. And in fact, Nietzsche, a philosopher, said, how do you even know if anyone else is real other than you? You have zero proof if anyone else is real other than you. And when I read that, I was like, mind-blowing. You're right. I don't have any proof if anyone else is real in my reality other than me, if anyone else has consciousness because of me, because the only one that I can actually verify has consciousness is me. Now, I can go up to you and say, do you have consciousness? And it's like, yeah, of course I do. And it's like, well, of course you would say that because I assume you have consciousness. Do you know what I mean? So like you can, even if they don't have consciousness, they're still going to say they have consciousness if you believe that they do. Right? Or if that's your assumption. So the only person that you can be sure that's real is you. Okay. And they've proven in quantum physics that your observation of your surroundings will change what you see. So again, what does that mean? Everyone is you pushed out. Your observations, what you see, what you think, how you experience the world around you. And by experience is when you see something and then you internalize it and create it into an experience and add a meaning to it, right? So yeah, that's the way to look at it. That's the only way we can look at it. Okay. You can't, we can't go, okay, you know what, Jerry, your life isn't working out very well. You need to change your intentions. I could never really say that to Jerry because Jerry's me pushed out. I have to intend that Jerry changes his actions and gets his life together. And if as long as I intend that, it'll happen. But if I hold the story that he's never going to change and then verbally harp on him to change, that isn't going to work because I'm the only one that creates in my reality. So I'm creating for Jerry and everybody else as well in my reality. Okay. So, but the important thing is, right, is don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally that happens in your reality. Guys, just because you're hearing this today doesn't mean it's new. So don't, take on the whole world's problems and think, oh my goodness, I'm a terrible person. No. Okay. You're a conscious creator. You were unconsciously creating before. Not a big deal. This is what life is. Okay. Life is life. Okay. The important thing is to focus on what's good and what makes you feel good and what you want to see coming into your reality. And that's basically the name of the game that we play every single day. Okay. So when they say, don't wish ill on others because you may be doing it to yourself, it's the whole fact that just that you're focusing on something negative. So if you're focusing on something negative, okay, maybe there's a chance it won't happen to the person that you're focusing it on. It might happen to someone that you didn't mean it to, or yourself, okay, because thoughts are things, and everything that you think about and talk about has to manifest somewhere. And I don't say this to scare you. I'm not trying to scare you, okay? It's a reality. Your thoughts create. You're powerful. Now, not every single thought's going to create. It's more your dominant ones. But if you come at it with the viewpoint of, okay, every thought I have has the potential to create in my reality, I need to start choosing my thoughts wisely. Okay. And when you start being intentional about your thoughts and start actually choosing your thoughts in every moment, you are going to completely transform your life in so many different ways. Okay. Because everybody and everything is overhearing and listening to your thoughts. Okay. Your car, your microwave, your fridge, your SP, everything, your TV, your couch, the birds outside. I intend to see a bear, and all of a sudden I see a bear walking in my backyard. Okay. Like I intended to see a deer. I saw one the other day. We were talking about raccoons earlier in the day. All of a sudden, an hour later, we saw a raccoon during the day, which they're supposed to be sleeping. So, everything will find you. Everything you focus on and put your energy to will grow, okay, and expand. So only focus on what makes you feel good and what you want to create more of in your reality. So with that being said, if you don't want someone to reject you, don't make their behavior mean that they're rejecting you, right? If you don't want someone to disrespect you, don't make their behavior mean they're disrespecting you. Okay. A lot of times, if something happens, let's say when my friends were out drinking, they say something that upsets me. I'm like, oh, they just had a drink. They didn't mean it. Or they say something and they're mad. And I'm like, okay, they were mad. They said it in the heat of the moment. They don't mean it. This is what, they're going to show up as instead. So it's always basically giving everyone the benefit of the doubt, being that mature person and not reacting to things and taking a look at it just for, what it is, empty and meaningless, and then changing it. Right. So, because everyone is pushed out, there's really no room for emotions in creating, because when you get emotional reacting, you're creating those emotions to what's going to show up in your reality, right? So anyway, yes. So guys, I intend that clears up everyone as you pushed out. Okay. Basically, it's all you. I look at it like this, that I am, and this is actually an NLP technique, looking, you're basically sitting in like the audience and you're watching everybody on a stage, and you're the director, you're the writer, and and you're directing and the story that you've written for these people to play for you on stage, and you've written it with your thoughts and their assumptions, your assumptions of them and your life and your beliefs about things. So that's what they're playing and reflecting back to you. Okay. So yeah, but you know what? It can get a bit complicated because, not everyone's going to reflect back your blocks. Okay. I mean, some people are going to reflect back just your opinion, like your assumption of them, I had this friend that would complain all the time. Were they reflecting back a block of mine? No, I just had the opinion and the assumption that they constantly complained. Okay. So that wasn't necessarily a block for me. I didn't need to like change them to get to anywhere where I was going. It just was very unpleasant to be around them, right? And if I wanted to be around them and have a positive conversation, then my assumption of them always complaining was a block. Okay, so that would be one scenario. Another scenario is, for instance, like Andrew, when I wanted to get into a committed relationship, he said that he had baggage and he didn't want to, and he was previously married and he didn't want to go through that again because he got hurt. So I had to basically intend he got over his baggage because, my block with him for getting into a relationship was thinking that men that were previously married had issues. So my particular issue in my relationship had nothing to do with my self-concept of myself. It had to do with my assumption of men that were previously married. But I mean, there's been plenty of times where something has been my self-concept of myself. Like, for instance, like starting this channel and doing this, I didn't have the best self-concept, but then I realized that I do know what I'm talking about and I say it very clearly. And I'm very proud of that, and I understand this material very, very well. And I'm very talented and blessed to be able to share it in a very easy to understand way. And I totally understand that. Actually, sometimes it's weird when I'm doing these videos and talking, it's like, it's not even me. I watch the video back and I'm like, wow, that's me. Like, that's crazy, but it is what it is. Right. So anyway, so everyone as you pushed out is everybody's just playing out, your assumptions of them, your beliefs, they're playing back what your assumptions of them, the world, and everything is. And that's all they're doing. So if you want to change anything in your 3D reality, you got to go back to the 4D and start changing your story about, your situation, the people in it, that sort of thing. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's my video for today. Thank you so much for being here. We really do care about your success. So definitely keep sending in your success stories and commenting, what you've created, what you've manifested, because it's just so amazing to see. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.